Welcome to the end of chapter 3. I almost said chapter 7, but woo, we're not doing that much. And we're going to talk about improper integrals. So very shortly, an introduction to improper integrals is that improper integrals are integrals that in some way have to deal with infinity. Okay, so we've got 4 examples of improper integrals that we can do today. The area under the curves. Hi, October. Good morning. She covered my notes. She just woke up because she heard me talking. Is that they have to do with infinity in some case. So in this first example, we're looking at the area under the curve, off to infinity. It'd be the integral of like 1 to infinity of this function. The second one down here would be the same. Now, one of these converges and one of these diverges. We'll introduce what those numbers mean, but the short answer is that one of these areas is finite and one of these areas is infinite. Similar with over here, one of these is finite, one of these is infinite. Now these aren't going off to infinity to the right, but they're kind of going off to infinity on the top. So there's a different kind of infinity. All right, this blue area, one of these is infinite, and one of these blue areas is finite. So there's two kind of, these are the two cases, left and right, for improper integrals. And they're improper because of a few things. So the ones on the right, these guys on the right, FTC doesn't apply. Actually, the FTC doesn't apply on both of these. That's why they are going to be improper. Now, why doesn't the fundamental theorem of calculus apply here? Well, these two, they aren't continuous. Fundamental theorem of calculus is only for continuous pieces. We'll talk about how to deal with that. What about the guys on the left? Well, it's that infinity is not a number, right? If this is some f of x dx, fundamental theorem of calculus says that, well, if it applied, we'd have f of infinity minus f of 1. But that doesn't mean anything, okay? You can't evaluate a function at infinity. These are real valued functions. We need to plug in real numbers. Infinity is not a real number. So this is a nonsense. So we'll deal with that with limits. Actually, we're dealing with limits in this whole section. That's the answer to all of our problems. The answer to how do we do an improper integral? It's with infinity. And what is infinity if not just the limit of numbers as they get really, really big? So this whole section, bringing back limits, just like we ended Calc 1 with limits, we're ending Calc 2 with limits. So I hope you're excited. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say in this introduction video. We're going to be doing these integrals, and you're going to like it. Or maybe not, but it won't be that bad.